Hello and welcome back to Alice Talks Football and welcome back to a Manchester United news, transfer news, general news, rumours and chit chat show on the channel. Now there's a few interesting stories going around. There's a little bit of rumours and news about Qatar. Didn't really want to put it in the title because it's just more rumours of people saying, I've heard Qatar are winning this, I've heard Qatar winning that, I've heard an announcement next week, and we get this all the time, but we will cover that because I see you guys always tagging me in this. Alice, does this mean we're getting Qatar? Does this mean we're getting Qatar? And honestly, I don't know because we got so much. The problem is we get so much fake news that when we get real news on the Qatar thing, we ain't going to believe it. Do you know what I mean? But we will talk about that. But I want to talk first of all about Onana and then Rasmus Hojlund. Basically, Laurie Whitwell said today United are working on the Hojlund deal as well as the Onana deal right now. Like United are generally working on this Rasmus Hojlund deal. And, that once Onana's a here we go, United want to get Hojlund's a here we go. And there's expected that Onana will be a here we go in the next 24 hours. Then United will be working on a Hojlund deal. We've also got other news coming in that United are looking at Amrabat. Amrabat wants to move to United. And United, it will depend on a sale. And United are about to make a few £20 million sales so they could have the funds for Amrabat. But also Man United looking to bring Joao Felix in on loan. Because I tell you what, in today's news, United set to finalise a deal with Everton to get 20 million for Elanga, apparently, which is 20 million transfer steal for Elanga, in my opinion. Probably going to get 17 million for Fred, and that will give them the funds to invest in Amrabat and potentially get that Joao Felix loan over the line. But that is all speculation. The situation as it sounds, and I'm going to get what Fabrizio Romano has said on my screen in just a second, is essentially the feeling is that there will be a done deal for Onana in the coming days. Let me show you what Fabrizio Romano has said. Let me show you. Hojlund's being quoted at 80 million. It's an absolute joke. We'll get into that in just a second. But essentially, Onana, here we go, is so. This is what Romano said. Talks have been very positive today for Andre Onana to Manchester United, and it will continue tonight. The deal was very, very close to being completed. So he's basically the here we go for Onana's in the coming days. And then Laurie Whitwell says the United will also work on a deal for Hojlund. Now, the here we go for Hojlund, it might not happen. I know we'll get here we go for Onana. I don't know if we're going to get here we go for Hojlund because they are asking for £80 million. However, that United are working on the Hojlund deal. United feel it could be lowered, and they could probably get him for 60 or 50 because he's got 9 goals. What Atalanta playing at? Hojlund's ready to force the United move through. Guys, please do smash that like button. Of course, subscribe down below if you're new and share the video. I'll try and go live for at least 45 minutes tonight, but I'm still feeling a bit rough and not feeling the best today. So I don't know if it'll be a super long live, but I do want to get into the news. I do want to get into the point. Onana is literally like 90% done, and Romano's basically said that as well. Onana deal 90% done. Yeah, Onana's essentially done. Hojlund is worth no more than 50 million. I agree. 85 million is a joke. Alice, we should keep Raul Fernandes as a backup for Malacia, and Shaw moves centre back if Maguire won't start again. I still think Shaw. I love Shaw at left back. That's the thing. I think Shaw will play left back. I think Raul Fernandes, if we can get him to Burnley on loan, would be absolutely fantastic for him because he had a really good Championship loan, and I think he's more than ready to put Shaw on. I just got a notification. No. Every time I get a notification, I'm thinking, is it going to be an Onana? Here we go. And it wasn't as well. Hojlund, I wouldn't pay more than 50 million for, especially if you can get Gonzalo Ramos for 70 million. Amrabat will be a great signing. Hopefully we can get Amrabat. But let's actually talk about the news. So broadly, we might be getting 20 million for Elanga, and we could finalise a deal with Everton for that soon. But Forest are also interested. That would be an absolute steal. As I said in the title, I think 20 million for Elanga, fair enough. That's what we should be getting. That's United actually getting their money's worth as well. So reportedly we could be getting, this is the mad thing, we could be getting 30 million for Dean Henderson, 20 million for Elanga, and maybe just under 20 million for Fred. And then you think with the wages we saved with the hair and all of that, that's essentially 70 million for 3 players. United could be getting 70 million for 3 players, which pretty much gives them the money to then bring in Amrabat. And then if they're losing Elanga, they'll want to bring in another attacker. And the feeling is it could be Taremi from Porto, but apparently Taremi's agent wasn't at Carrington despite rumours that he was. So I don't think it'd be Taremi. The feeling is that United are, and Ten Hag has had contact with Joao Felix and is interested in that as well. But basically, Onana is 99.9% done deal. Hojlund is under works, and Laurie Whitwell said today United are literally working on the Hojlund deal as well as the Onana deal. The problem with the Hojlund deal is Atalanta won't budge on their price, and that is the big problem as well. I think when Onana is done with sell players, this is what I think is going to happen, people. This is what I think is going to happen. So I think it will be Onana, here we go, tonight or tomorrow. I said in the title. I reckon we'll get Onana, here we go, tomorrow. And then I've said is the title then Hojlund or the Hojlund? Have I screwed up my title like an idiot? Man United. What's the title saying? That doesn't make my title's not making sense. I can't. The Hojlund, then Hojlund next. Sorry, let me change that because my title is very confusing. But yeah, the feeling is Onana will be done. Here we go tomorrow. Once we get the Onana, here we go. All energy will be on Rasmus Hojlund. I reckon we'll be giving. I tell you this now. Watch the Gonzalo Ramos links come out. Watch the Gonzalo Ramos links come out this week. Because once Onana is here we go, we will be focusing on Gonzalo Ramos. We will be focusing a lot on Hojlund, and we were trying to lower the price for Hojlund. So we're going to be putting out information that we're going for Gonzalo Ramos, but we are working on the Hojlund deal. I think Hojlund, here we go, could become an end of July. But Onana out, Onana in, here we go, next 24 hours. I would be shocked if that didn't happen. Dean Henderson will be sold in the next week or so. United might potentially make a move for Suzuki, the Japanese keeper, which will be an easy deal to go over the line, 5 million, boom, boom, boom. Then you'll see players like Elanga and Fred potentially sold. Then I reckon we'll get a Hojlund, here we go, and we'll just be linked continuously to Kane and Gonzalo Ramos. I do think we're going to get the Hojlund deal over the line because Hojlund very much wants United and will push for the move. Then after the Hojlund deal is over the line, I think we will make moves for Amrabat if he's still on the market. Romano said if United sell players, they will make a move for another midfielder in August. I think we will make a move for Amrabat. Potentially Lavia could be a player of interest. Varela could be a player of interest as well. And then I think right at the end of the window, we will probably try and get Joao Felix on loan if available, or go for an attacker. Maybe it'll be a Torrini type player. That's how I see the window playing out. And hopefully by the end of the window, we'll also know who the next owners are. Because someone's putting out today and that, oh yeah, trust me, I've been told that it's Qatar and that we're going to find out this week again. And you guys always tag me in the Takeover news. Alice, have you heard this? Alice, have you heard that? Alice, apparently Qatar this, Qatar that. And I have to say with the Takeover news, even if it is true, I can't believe it because how many times we get fake news? And I see you guys tagging me in it and Wall Street rumours and all of this about Qatar. And look, the feeling still is Qatar's in the lead, but the longer and longer it's taken, the more worrying it is. Are the Glazers delaying because they want to bring in Sergeant Ratcliffe and then there's going to be legal issues? Are the Glazers delaying because there's a rumour that Qatar haven't shown proof of funds? That is not the case anymore. Are the Glazers delaying because they want a better deal? Well, as I spoke to someone, and they said the delay is because the Glazers aren't happy with either Qatar or Sergeant's bid. They're delaying to see if one of them would just up their bid so they can make a decision. They're 50-50. That, and Joe and Abraham can't make a decision. They think if they delay it, Qatar or Jim will up their bid. They've not got 6 billion. They've only got 5.5 billion. Boo-hoo, the Glazers. I've been told the delay is not because the Glazers want to stay. It's not because the Glazers are interested in staying. It's because the Glazers are greedy. That's what I got told from someone that I spoke to, who, again, probably doesn't have much information on the takeover because I don't think many people do, but spoke to some people who he believed were being honest with him and had information on the takeover. And that seems like a reasonable response, a reasonable answer. We're on 100 likes, people. Please, let's hit that like button. Let's go for 200 likes as well. But I think Qatar is still in the lead, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Atalanta don't want 85 million, they want 50 to 60 million. I think Atalanta will accept something in the region of 50 to 60 million, and that's why I said I think Hojlund will be a here we go after Onana as well. And I hope Onana does sign. Romano has basically said it's very close. Joao Felix, really, then it's better we be without a striker. I like Joao Felix, but he doesn't score goals. He doesn't solve our problems. Where we have strengths is Joao Felix's strengths. Where we have weaknesses, that's what we need to address. And I think while Joao Felix improves us, you get 20 million for Elanga, you bring Joao Felix on a loan. Brilliant. There's still a lot of other situations going on with that as well. Guys, please do keep smashing the like button, and of course subscribe down below to Alice Talks Up if you're new. Rasmus Hojlund not worth 80 million. Yeah, I think we'll get him for about 60 million. I don't think he's worth 6 million. I think if Gonzalo Ramos is there for 70 million, we shouldn't be paying more than 50 million for Hojlund as well. People say Felix's attitude stinks. I don't think it does. I think that Felix is just gone to the wrong clubs. Why would you go to everyone who went to Chelsea was going to be dreadful because Chelsea were dreadful. Remember Man United last season? Rashford was crap, Luke Shaw was crap, Bruno was crap. Everyone was crap at United last season, bar Ronaldo, bar De Gea, and Fred had some good moments. Everyone else was crap. Varane's not a bad player, Rashford's not a bad player, Luke Shaw's not a bad player, Bruno's not a bad player. But under Rangnick, they look like bad players. At Chelsea, do I think Mason Mount's a bad player? No, he looked like a bad player last season. Do I think Reece James is a bad player? He was mostly injured, looked like a bad player last season. You know, every single Chelsea player looked like a bad player. But look, Chelsea is still selling players to Arsenal and Man City because we know they weren't bad players. And I think that was Joao Felix. He couldn't look like a good player in a bad, unstable system in a team that is known for not scoring goals. You know, I think Enzo Fernandez did look pretty good, to be fair to him. And maybe you could say, oh, but Enzo looked really good. But I think Joao Felix at United will be a good player. And I think Ten Hag will bring out the best of him. I think it would be a good move for both parties. But you can't bring in Joao Felix think he's going to solve issues. You bring in Joao Felix because you're like, crap, we haven't got Harry Kane. We've only got Rasmus Hojlund. We can't rely on Hojlund throughout the season. We've got Rashford that can play number 9, and Joao Felix allows us to play Rashford number 9 more because we can play Joao Felix on the left, and we can do that on loan for a season until we maybe do bring in someone like Harry Kane who could be available on free next season. Phone's gone off. No, every time I get a notification, I'm thinking it's going to be some kind of a Nana. Here we go, and it's not. Keep looking at my phone 24/7 as well. Reports are coming out today that Atalanta, as Nick has said, don't want Greenwood in the deal for Hojlund. Man United reportedly offered Greenwood in the deal for Hojlund, and Atalanta do not want Greenwood, what's coming out. But an interesting story came out saying that there's Premier League clubs that want Greenwood, and Greenwood's thinking of moving to another Premier League club. I think Greenwood's getting frustrated that Man United aren't really bringing him back. And I think Greenwood's people are talking to the Sun saying Greenwood's in talks with Premier League clubs to try and get United to hurry up and make a decision. But I think Greenwood will go out on loan. I think he will go to Italy. But I think, you know, the only player Atalanta would like us to include in a deal for Hojlund is Diallo, as far as I'm aware. Too much sense for United to loan Greenwood out to Atalanta in return for Hojlund as well. And Elanga deal is going to give Man United more funds once Forest establish their interest in competition will raise the price. You know what's brilliant is United could finalise a 20 million transfer deal for Elanga with Everton. That means we could be getting, you know, 20 million for him, which I think is good business as well. Can we at least boost the Everton move for Elanga towards 20-25 million? That's half decent. With Forest going in, this could be really good business from United, you know, 20 plus million, because you've got to think if United get 20 million for Elanga, that, you know, what we were told, remember, is Hojlund, Mount, Onana. Hojlund, Mount, Onana is the goal. Anything else comes through sales. You sell Dean Henderson, that's going to fund up finish the funds for the Hojlund deal and Onana and etc. So sell Dean Henderson and that funds Hojlund, Mount, and Onana, all in that 120 million price range, which United always downplay their budget as well. We've got more money than people think. You sell Fred for 20 million, you get Donny out the door as well. You're bringing Amrabat. That seems what's going to happen. That's 25 million. That covers the Amrabat situation. You get 20 million for Elanga, and Ten Hag wants another attacker in. There's not really many attackers out there for 20 million. He wants someone that's a versatile attacker, so he can play Rashford as a second striker option to Hojlund. You bring in Joao Felix on loan. The budget will allow us to do that. So I think it would be smart business from United to do that. And I think 20 million for Elanga, I do think is a bit of a steal. I thought 10 million was a joke. I thought 15, 20 million, that's a good deal. Well, 15 million was the lowest they go. I think 20 million is a good deal for United. And United don't do good deals, so that's why we're calling it still. Alice, the deal's only done when it's done, not 99.9%. Like the feeling is, the title is Onana, here we go tomorrow, then Hojlund, here we go. Okay, I think Onana, here we go, will be tomorrow because the deal is 99.9999% done. Then I do think we'll get a Hojlund deal done because I do think they'll lower the price. It's not done, and I'm not saying that it's done, but I'm saying here we go isn't coming because look at the news on the screen. For those saying Kova is going on loan or maybe sold, I think Kova is going to be sold, unfortunately, but he looked really good yesterday as well. I am scrolling through the chat. I'm a little bit behind, but please do let me know who really impressed you yesterday in the preseason game. Interested to know your thoughts on the preseason game as well. Glazers are greedy vermin, says Gaz. Big up Gaz in the chat. Everybody do smash that like button if you want new owners in soon and you want the Glazers out as soon as possible. There are rumours coming in of a Qatar announcement in Qatar this and Qatar that, and honestly, you guys, like you just can't believe it till you can believe it as well. But DiMarzio has said that Man United and Inter are close to finalising a deal for Andre Onana for £43 million plus add-ons. So just more news coming in on the Onana situation from DiMarzio saying that Inter and Manchester United are progressing with positive contacts and close to reaching an agreement. So we could even get here we go tonight. I said here we go tomorrow because even though we were told it'd be here we go tonight. I just know how slow United are. But we've even got news coming in that pretty much it's going to be about 50 million euros. So they are going to get just under 50 million pounds for Onana. And if that is true, and Dimartio is a very good source when it comes to Italy, I think that will be the case as well. Who would be your choice for backup for Casemiro? Maino, McTominay, Amrabat. I love Maino, but you can't rely on someone that young. He needs to be nurtured. McTominay, we know he's not a 6. I think McTominay would be playing better playing next to Casemiro, but I think we could sell McTominay, so I would go with Amrabat as well. So yeah, people saying, what about sales? What about sales? So potentially 20 million for Elanga, 30 million for Dean Henderson. Potentially Maguire's up for sale, but I don't think he'll be sold at this rate. McTominay's up for sale, but Man United had said with McTominay, it's only if they get the bid that they want because they're not that bothered. But Fred, I think, will go. Elanga, I think, will go. Dean Henderson, I think, will go. Tellez and Bailly, I think, will go. I think Brandon Williams will go. Unfortunately, I think someone like Mejbri could go as well. United want to get rid of a lot of youth. Donny could potentially go. McTominay could potentially go. And even Sancho could potentially go, but I don't think he will as well. Joao Felix improves a big time, but not in scoring goals. Yeah, and the thing is, while I do like Joao Felix, I think he's a bit overrated. And I think when we need someone that's going to score goals, is Joao Felix the answer? I think if you get Hojlund in and you can't afford to bring in Kane or someone else, like a left winger, then yeah, Joao Felix on loan is the most obvious deal. If Onana isn't coming, I would prefer Garnacho over Hendo. Bloody hell. And Onana, what's my name? Onana, what's my name? Atalanta want 86 million. The Benfica president keeps harping about Ramos for 69 million. So what's the point? Do we tell Atalanta get lost and go for Ramos instead? I think if they seriously don't lower the Hojlund price tag to like 60 million, I think United will pay for Hojlund, but for me, he's not worth more than 50 million. I think United say we will give you 50 million max. We ideally want to give you 45 million. That's what we think he's worth. And if you don't say no to 50 million, United should go, well, Ramos is only a little bit more and he's a bit better. And then United make out they're going for Ramos, watch Atalanta lower the price. What I have to say is United playing games this transfer window to lower the price. It worked with Mount. Mount got quoted at 70 million. We did get him done for 60. I do think we can get Hojlund done, hopefully for 50. I don't think he's worth any more than 50. But with Atalanta, it could be closer to the 60 mark. But I think United need to just say and put out, and I think United will. I think once Onana's wrapped up, which is set to be wrapped up in the coming days, United are going to put out that they're in for Gonzalo Ramos, which I'd love us to be in for Gonzalo Ramos. I rate him highly, and I think that it would be smart to make moves for him. But I think United will put out they're in for Gonzalo Ramos, but not actually be in there for Gonzalo Ramos to try and see if they can get Atalanta to lower the price as well. But as said by Dimartio, and as Nick's put in the chat, a deal is pretty much done. It's not done, but it's pretty much done as well. So yeah, guys, keep smashing the like button. Of course, subscribe down below. We should give the Maguire for Rasmus Hojlund. Well, this is what's being reported. They're basically saying in the news and in the media, they're getting Atalanta want United to stop offering them players. You know, people don't realise that United apparently were offering Fred and Donny van der Beek in a deal for Hojlund, and Onana just in a deal for Hojlund. Atalanta, sorry. Just for laughing at them as well. Hashtag Glazers of Vermin is trending today as well. That's quite a funny hashtag. Over 2,000 tweets. So big up, people. Hopefully that will. Do you know what I've noticed is I think a lot of the takeover news is gameplays from Qatar, because people who have sources to Qatar keep putting out news that Qatar has won, and they have sources to Qatar, which is why you think it's true. But do you think Qatar are trying to get people to put out stuff that they've won to try and make the Glazers address the situation, have to come out and actually clarify to Qatar what's going on? Because what we're hearing is Qatar and Sergio Macro from the dark, they don't have a clue what's going on. But if Qatar keep putting out information to their sources that they've won, they might be able to get some contact with the Glazers to say, no, you haven't won, or yes, you have won, so they know what's going on. But yeah, also we've got news coming up for Koundé Pellistri potentially going to Real Betis on loan. I'd like to see Pellistri at Brentford. I think that would be a good loan for him. See him in the Premier League or Bundesliga. Don't think he was the best in La Liga, but I guess if you speak Spanish, he's probably most comfortable going on loan in La Liga, which I guess kind of makes sense as well. But yeah, it was said that Manchester United offered Donny van der Beek and Fred in exchange for Rasmus Hojlund, but Atalanta rejected the bid, naming 85.5 as their asking price. Atalanta saw what we did for Anthony last season and want us to do the same for Hojlund. And also said that Nottingham Forest are working on a deal for Anthony Elanga, but Everton's set to make an offer between 15 to 20 million. And if Forest are in for Elanga as well as Everton, which is confirmed to be the case, there's a feeling that United could get a 20 million transfer deal done for Elanga, and that Everton could be finalising a 20 million bid for Elanga as well. So that is potential interesting news coming in on the Elanga situation. And you know what? Hopefully, you know, I do like Elanga, and I've always said put him out on loan. I think, you know, for me, but if you can get 20 million plus for him, more for selling Elanga. When I heard we were going to get 8 million, I almost cried earlier, but now we're working of 20 million. And obviously, this was the news, as Nick mentioned earlier, breaking Manchester United into close to finalising a deal for Andre Onana, 43 million plus add-ons. We'll use that as well. So that is the situation on Onana, people. Romano has said a deal is almost complete. So Onana, here we go, could be the first one of the summer as well. Felix, that will come to United. High loan fee, can't afford 25 million for Amrabat. I think we can afford 25 million for Amrabat once we get the outs. And the problem is the Felix and Amrabat situation depends on the outs. But it looks like we're going to get 20 million for Elanga and 20 million for Fred. You know, and it looks like we're going to get 30 million for Dean Henderson. We haven't got that yet. So we can't actually make a move for players until we get that as well. But yeah, United very slow at negotiations as well. Paid Brighton 40 million for Evan Ferguson. He just signed a new deal at Brighton and won't go anywhere until next season. He wants another year at Brighton to develop, which is fair enough. He's still very new as well. I think Evan Ferguson gives me those Rooney kind of vibes. Young player, good season in the Premier League. I think Evan Ferguson could be that Rooney where next season you have to pay a bit of money for him, but he's like the Rooney as well. Elanga is homegrown at similar levels to Gordon. We should get 25, 30 million. You know what? If it was Man City, they'd probably get 30 million, but I think anything above 20 million I take. But when you see the money that people got for Anthony Gordon, I get that. And I think that's why Everton want Anthony Gordon back, and they see Elanga as the closest player to Gordon as well. Surely if you can get 20 million for Elanga, Henderson must be 30 million. Sounds like United have got Onana for a decent price, although shows some better price negotiations. Yeah, I think 43 million for Onana when you're getting 30 million for Dean Henderson and you've got De Gea off your wage book, you've essentially paid no money for Onana because it would cost over 15 million to keep De Gea here for another year. You have 30 million for Dean Henderson. That can't, you know, getting rid of those two goalkeepers, bringing in Suzuki, obviously taking into account the wages, United probably only spend about 7 million combined, which is crazy. Guys, we have it 200 likes, so please do keep smashing the like button. Of course, subscribe down below if you're new as well. A lot of people saying Maino was really impressing them. Mount was really impressing them. I am so behind on the live chat as well. Romano replied to that tweet saying that Onana is more than close now. I'm going to scroll down. So if you put a live chat in the last 10 minutes, just put it in again. I'm going to scroll down the bottom because I asked you guys 10 minutes ago, like, who impressed you the most on preseason tour. I've only just got to those comments now, but let's go for 300 likes. People keep smashing the like button as well. Fabrizio just tweeted, Onana, it's imminent. Has he just tweeted? Okay, I told you Onana. I told you Onana's happening. I told you Onana. Here we go is incoming. Let's see. Romano breaking. Manchester United now closing an Onana deal as final verbal proposal has been made during talks today. It understands it's a fee of 50 million euros plus 5 million add-on. Structure and add-ons being discussed, then done deal imminent as expected. So Romano has just come in. Guys, this we haven't what here we go. This is the closest you can get to a here we go without getting a here we go for a player. So essentially Romano's just coming out and basically saying, you know, it's basically done. It's basically imminent. Like, as said, this is the closest we can get to a here we go without getting a here we go. Like, you know, basically, it's basically done. Manchester United closing on Andre Onana deal, you know, secure. It's imminent as expected. Even the fee. I mean, the here we go could be seconds away. I said here we go tomorrow. It could be here we go tonight. I only put here we go tomorrow on the title because I know United are slow. It could be here we go tonight. What else is Romano saying? We don't care about DRB. What else is Romano? Did he delete his other tweet? Did he reply to this? Did Nick say he replied to this as well? No, he didn't. He didn't reply. Talks very positive, but he said that. Oh, guys, we could be getting a here we go tonight. We could be. I mean, we knew it was going to be done in these coming days. But yeah, looking very good for Onana. Look at that as well. Romano's just said it's imminent. Alice, do you think the Saudis will take Maguire and McTominay? They don't want to go to Saudi Arabia. The players, they want to give them a good few more years as well. And you know, here we go. Havana Onana. Here we go. Basically, we're getting Onana. Here we go. Jordan Henderson. Liverpool were going to get like 70 million for Jordan Henderson and Fabinho from Saudi Arabia. What a joke. What a joke. Stevie G buying Liverpool players and overpaying for these Liverpool players and giving Liverpool more money. Great. I don't think Henderson will last a few seconds. I don't think Henderson will last long in Saudi Arabia. I don't think he will. Romano tweeted. Everyone's telling me Romano's tweeted. Oh, Nana. What's my name? Oh, Nana. What's my name? So 50, what's 50 million euros in pounds? 50 million, I'm going to Google that, euros in pounds. So 50 million euros in pounds is 42 million pounds, plus the add-ons, which is 55 million euros. So 55 million euros. 55 million euros is 47 million pounds, including the add-ons. So we're paying between about 43 to 47 million pounds for Andre Onana, and I do think that's a pretty good deal. Can't lie to you. For especially for United, and we know what United's like. That's a banging deal. I'm absolutely dead today. I can't lie to you. I didn't think I was going to go live today. I felt rough all day. But the fact that we've got news coming in, Onana essentially basically being a done deal now, makes it a lot easier as well. We've got over 1.1k watching people, so do smash that like button. Of course, subscribe down below if you're new. Share the video. It has been a good live stream. Get your questions in. I do want to get into some Hojlund news. I do want to get into the Amrabat news. I'm a little bit distracted with the news that I'm talking about because so much news is just coming out right now. But it's going to be around 45 million as well. Here we go tonight, potentially as well. However, two top scouts have warned that the Danish youngster might not be worth Atalanta's report of 50 million price, and that he's not a patch on Manchester City's goal machine Haaland. Look, we all know Hojlund's not worth more than 50 million pounds. And Atalanta have seen that United have come along for Hojlund, and Atalanta are just like, you know what, we're going to double our price for Hojlund. We're going to double our price for Hojlund because Man United are coming along. That's all Atalanta are doing. I'll show you what I tweeted earlier. Let me refresh the feed actually, see if we've got any more news coming in as well. Breaking: Manchester United now closing on a deal for Onana, as mentioned earlier, from Fabrizio Romano. Romano said Onana to United is now imminent. So we've essentially got our here we go without hearing the words here we go from Romano. But I'll show you what I tweeted earlier if I can find it. Here it is. So as Paul said, 32 appearances for Atalanta with 9 goals and 2 assists, but Atalanta said they want 85 million for Rasmus Hojlund. Surely you won't entertain that. Now, Rasmus Hojlund's a lot more than goals and assists, I will admit that. But as said, and I think Mick told me this, Atalanta's head of recruitment is Lee Congerton, who United dealt with during their negotiations for Harry Maguire with Leicester. He got 80 million from Maguire, sees Man United come knocking, and doubles the price of Hojlund. Hojlund to United's not going to be an easy deal to do because they're going to say they paid 100 million for Anthony, they paid 80 million for Maguire. I got them to pay 80 million for Maguire. United is silly in the transfer market. United never have real alternatives. We can get way more money out of United because they will overspend. United need to do and play a game with. United need to play some serious games with Atalanta, and United have got to make out to Atalanta that they're going for Ramos. I think we're going to get a lot of links to Gonzalo Ramos once this Onana deal is done, and this Onana deal is essentially done. It could be done tonight now. I mean, they're saying it's just hours away. But here we go at 10 p.m. says Nick. Potentially 47 million is a good price for Onana. That is a steal. 20 million out for Elanga, 47 million in. That could be done. Yes, Alice, soon to be a done deal. So, I mean, I've said Onana here we go tomorrow, but Onana here we go could be happening tonight, which will be even better. And big up Ray for the super chat. I mean, look, 20 million for Elanga, Onana for 43 million. Onana, Amrabat, Kane would be very nice as well. United are known for overpaying her, of course. The same guy who sold Maguire is negotiating the Hojlund transfer, and that's why Hojlund can be difficult. People say there is a feeling. I've said that Hojlund I think will be the next here we go. I do think we'll get Hojlund over the line. We're very advanced in that. And as I said earlier, the reason I think United will get a Hojlund done deal is because Hojlund will push for the move, which will force Atalanta to lower their price tag 100%. Just seeing if that was a Romano notification on my phone, but it's not. I do think Hojlund will be a done deal, but there is even a feeling actually that Man United could actually go out of their way and get Amrabat done first if Hojlund's going to be difficult, because they do want Amrabat, and that has been said by decent sources. So I get the Amrabat news up. Because I do have Amrabat news here. And Laurie Whitwell, who's obviously got inside information from United, confirmed that we are interested in Amrabat. This Amrabat thing wasn't a rumour. Laurie Whitwell said it here. Manchester United do have an interest in Amrabat. He's heard that from United sources, but any formal move would require multiple sales. So the Amrabat situation has been reported for a while, and Simon Jones said United will get Amrabat if they sell Fred, essentially. Or United will go and try and get Amrabat if they sell Fred. Amrabat could reject us for Barcelona and Bayern Munich, but I think Barcelona and Bayern Munich are being used to hurry United up. I think United have had those talks with Amrabat. United have had those talks with other people, and I think the media will try and use Bayern Munich to hurry that deal up as well. It was said that Manchester United, and I think the fact that Laurie Whitwell said this was really important, because I think it gives an indication of that we actually are working on more than one deal. So that's why I've said double here we go incoming. I've said Manchester United's discussions for Atalanta over Hojlund are happening in conjunction with negotiations to Andre Onana. So just because Onana might be a done deal, don't remember that they are still working behind the scenes on that as well. As Daniel said, please do subscribe to Alice Talks Football if you're new on the road to 70k. Please do smash that subscribe button, people, and of course go subscribe to ECILA football as well. That's where we just do general football, talking about stories, but I might do a bit Women's World Cup content on there as well. So the other channels talks Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, City, Newcastle. We talk about other clubs on there. Might even do a little bit of women's football on there. So do definitely go and subscribe to the second channel as well. We'll appreciate the support on that as well. Gimenez could be a good signing. Not too familiar with him as well. 313 likes. Let's go for 400 likes, people. Keep smashing the like button as well. Scamacca had a very similar age and profile, had better stats and less than half of that. You know what? I thought Scamacca was going to be better than he was at West Ham. I think Scamacca's not been great at West Ham, but I think second season we'll see how it goes. I thought Scamacca was going to be fantastic for West Ham, and it wasn't bad, but I think that you'd expect a bit more from him as well. Please get Amrabat. I mean, United 100% in for Amrabat, and that is confirmed as well. And it's Fabrizio tweeted again. Has Fabrizio tweeted again, people? Was that the last tweet? No, he's not tweeted anything new, but that is what Romano has said on Onana, essentially. And I mean, the here we go is moments away. I mean, I've got other news on Onana, but I feel like that news is updated. I've got on my screen here, you can't see it, but my notes screen, I've got loads of reports on Onana today saying it's going to be a done deal in the coming days from Ornstein and stuff. But there's no point reporting the Onana news that came out 3 hours ago because there's Onana news that's come out now. So I do have a lot of news on that as well. But Everton are interested as well. Anthony Elanga could to City to Nottingham Forest or Everton for 20 million. And we've got some news on Amad Diallo and Amad Diallo's future here, actually, which is quite interesting. So it said here, Erik ten Hag is yet to make a decision on whether to keep Amad Diallo at Man United next season. The Sunderland, Leeds and Southampton are Premier League sides waiting in the wings. And our Premier League side waiting to wings. I think give him a Premier League loan. If he goes back to the Championship, we might as well send him back to Sunderland because, he's settled there. We ain't helping out Leeds, F off. But I would give him a Premier League loan if we're not going to play him. I'll give him a Premier League loan, and I would take him to Burnley or Brentford because I think they will play good football. I'd give him a Premier League loan. Oh, Nana makes a save. Oh, Nana makes a save. That'd be quite a good one. Fred Elanga, Tom Maguire, etc. Ship them off. I agree. Obviously, Brandon Williams, Tellez, we don't even talk about them as well. Could we not go for a striker a bit off field? De Ketelaere from AC Milan, Rougeau from... They're not strikers, really. They don't score goals. Sheikh Yasser was threatening to pull out Bayern United. He's basically said, accept my bid. I'm not putting another bid in. I'll walk away if you're not going to set this bid. It's all negotiation tactics as well. I'll be surprised if Fiorentina asks for 50 or 40 mil for Amrabat because it's United. He's got 1 year left on his contract, so they can't afford to muck around too much, but they will try it. And Fiorentina have confirmed Amrabat will leave this summer as well. As Nick said, Amrabat will leave Fiorentina this summer, and that was confirmed as well, which is quite interesting as well. With Onana landing soon, Erik ten Hag will have to Kane next. Potentially, it depends because they're rejecting the Bayern bids. Daniel Levy plays hardball for Kane as well. Interesting news coming in on De Jong. Camp Nou sources have explained that Manchester United once again asked for Frankie de Jong this summer, but without further ado, neither Barcelona nor Frankie de Jong are up for a potential move. So, news coming in on de Jong that United did inquire about de Jong and he's not available. And I think that's why we went for Mason Mount, because we knew that ten Hag wanted that kind of midfielder that was going to cover a lot of ground. Now, Frankie de Jong's a lot better than Mason Mount defensively and would tick a few more boxes, but I think that's why we made such a big move for Mason Mount, because I think United knew that they couldn't get Frankie de Jong this summer. We know that Frankie de Jong, we would have dropped Mason Mount for Frankie de Jong, but I think that could explain why United went so quick in for Frankie de Jong as well. I'd like Amad to stay, but only if he's going to play. Like Palestri needs to go out on loaning at game time. Garnacho will play. Kobe Maino's literally only turned 18, so that's fine. But Amad Diallo is someone that needs to play. Amad Diallo, Hannibal Meshbury, if they're not going to play, they need to go out on loan. They're a little bit older than Kobe Maino. So Amad Diallo and Meshbury might need to go on loan. I like the idea of Amad Diallo staying because I don't think Sancho and Antony have been that good, and I think he can challenge Sancho and Antony. Amad Diallo, I like the idea of him staying 100% as well. Someone said this. Ever thought why Qatar cannot announce the takeover to avoid other teams from overcharging buying players in case they know? Well, it's not. Qatar could 99% know they're going to be the next owners, but at the end of the day, all the deals aren't being done with Qatari money. It's being done with United's money that we generate. You know, Qatar might feel that it's done, but it's not done. They've not got the green light. They're not in control. It's, you know, it's not even about announcing Qatar as the owner. It's the fact that they haven't chosen the new owner because Sergio Ratcliffe hasn't been told he's lost. Sergio Ratcliffe is still waiting for an answer. Ahmad did look good yesterday. He did look good yesterday. I have to say as well, I was impressed with Ahmad. Onana deal close. What about striker, private target? Onana deal and Hojlund's being worked on. I can tell you this for a fact. I said this 3 times this stream. The Hojlund deal is being worked on. The only deals United working on right now are Onana, Hojlund, and making some steps to Suzuki. United will do Onana first. Boom, here we go. Sell Dean Henderson. Boom, here we go. Sign Suzuki. Boom, here we go. Elanga, Fred likely out the door. Boom, here we go. Then United will use that money, finalise a deal for Hojlund. If not, maybe make some offers for Kane or Ramos, get a striker, boom, here we go. Should be done before the start of the season. Late August, Amrabat move, boom, here we go. Then, well, maybe not. I don't think Amrabat will be here we go. I think we will get another midfielder, here we go. And then potentially they do something for another attacker. That's how I see it getting. Palestri getting a new long-term contract and then will be loaned out, which I think is a smart move. And Ahmad and Antony on the right, Sancho and Nacho on the left. Ahmad is ready. Rashford and Hojlund as strikers could work. I still prefer Sancho on the right as well, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if Sancho starts playing that Bruno role a little bit and Ten Hag uses him more centrally, to be honest, as well. No disrespect, Dallas. Please stop talking about Takeover. I'm sick of it. I wasn't reading about Takeover. I was just saying that people were tagging me in the news, and this is my thoughts on it. Like, I haven't even put the Takeover in the title of the video. I cover it because people ask me a lot. People ask me every day, what's the Takeover news? And people don't realize this. I don't want to talk about the Takeover every day, but I got a lot of people go, what's the Takeover news? What's the Takeover news? And it will be me saying there's no news. This is the situation. This was the situation yesterday, this situation a week ago. As we're aware of, Qatar are leading the race, but we can't say that with real confidence. So yeah, I'm fed up with the Takeover as well. There is news that comes out on the Takeover, but it's news I don't know whether to believe or not, because we get a lot of fake news as well. Please tell us about Onana. Onana will be a fantastic keeper, really good with his feet, really good at playing out from the back. It's going to be a great distributor of the ball, and he's going to help United get to that next level. And Onana will be a fantastic sign for United. Southampton loaner Diallo could swing Lavia signing. Yeah, Liverpool a lot more advanced on that, especially with Liverpool getting money for Henderson and Fabinho. I expect Lavia to be a Liverpool player now, with Henderson and Fabinho going to Saudi Arabia, because then Liverpool will have the funds to do that. Lavia to Liverpool is all about when Liverpool get the funds from sales, they will go for Lavia. I think that we've lost Lavia to Liverpool, which is a shame. But I would be going for Lavia if there's a chance. I mean, he's not gone to Liverpool yet. There is a chance, but I think it's who's quickest on that. And I think now Liverpool are selling players, they will be. Don't need Suzuki. We've got Kova. I mean, yeah, I thought Kova was good, but I don't know if Kova will want to be a second keeper as well. Sancho needs to be a false 10 or false 9. I mean, I don't know such as a false 9, but I do think Sancho in the 10 role could be interesting as well. And what's my name? Onana. Everybody's saying, guys, please do smash the like button and, of course, subscribe down below if you're new. As well. Can we get 3 wins? Can we get 3 wins of the first 5 games with existing squad and Onana in goal? Yeah, easily. I think we should win. Hopefully, we won't lose our first 2 games of the season. Fabinho pays for Lavia, so yeah, that's why I think Lavia, unfortunately, will go to Liverpool. I think Fabinho will pay for that as well. Just a thought: if the Glazers are unified, then surely that unity can survive one press release or a TV interview regarding clarity on the sale. I just think the Glazers are just trying to see how much money they can get out of United. I mean, that's what the sale's about. It's about, can we rinse any more money out of United before we go? Can we get any more money from Qatar? So Jim, they know that the Qatar won't be sorted by the transfer window now, so they know they can delay it even more. And it's embarrassing the fact that this takeover is probably going to go on a year. This takeover is probably going to go on like a year at this rate, when it could have been done in a couple of months as well. Romano said, here we go, could be very soon. I mean, takeover news, they're saying West Ham United is an alternative option for Qatar. Qatar looking at West Ham if they can't get United. There's that news coming out as well. And, you know, they will buy another Premier League club if they don't buy United. Barcelona won't sell De Jong this summer, despite rumours they need to sell. Amad Diallo's future depends on how he does on pre-season. Ten Hag wants him to get minutes and can't promise him minutes at United just yet. But Ten Hag is a big fan of Kobbie Mainoo. Hannibal Mejbri United would actually be open to a full sale of, which I think is surprising. I think it's a loan. I think he looked very good. And Ten Hag has a big interest in Hansen as well. The young player that's got about 1 million tattoos, very young as well. That's one to keep an eye on. But I think Kobbie Mainoo will be the youngster to keep an eye on. I think that's someone that Ten Hag rates highly. And I think the fact that he sold Sudan Iqbal, despite Sudan Iqbal being brilliant in pre-season, started to play Kobbie Mainoo of him, shows how high the Ten Hag rated the player as well. And that a lot of people saying, I just want United to get the sale source. I think everybody does. United should make a statement. Kane, Onana, possibly Amrabat, 10 out of 10 window for me. I mean, look, that would be lovely, but I just think Daniel Levy will be an absolute see you next Tuesday when it comes to selling Kane to us. 135 likes needed for 500 likes. Everybody smash that like button if you want the Glazers out. There's 1,000 of you watching. Surely half of you watching are United fans that want the Glazers out. So smash that like button. And hopefully that will be enough for the 500 like target. This happens every transfer window. It seems that we make a play for someone, gets drawn out over weeks and doesn't materialise. Forget about Onana. Onana will materialise if you look at Romano's tweets, but it just... Onana could have been a done deal a week ago. United just like to drag it out as well. Alex, did you see the news about Pogba to United for 10 million? Yeah, I don't believe it will happen. I don't think Pogba will return. Don't think Ten Hag's interested in that. Some United fans want to back, some don't. Pogba's very divisive in the fan base. He's a good player, but the injury record, the wages, for me, can't be asked. But I do think we should have brought Casemiro in 3 seasons earlier and actually used Pogba properly. We misprofiled Pogba so badly. Guys, we're on 65,595 subscribers. I am 5 subscribers away from 65.6k. So please do subscribe down below if you're new. Let's see if we can hit 65.6k on the channel. That would be absolutely amazing, people. So please do smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button as well. Alice Ben Jacobs has said that often that these takeovers can take a year or more to complete. Sadly, we're stuck in Succession family. It shouldn't take that long, but you just don't know with the Glazers. Hopefully, we get some clarity soon. Hopefully. But anyway, guys, please do smash that like button. Subscribe down below if you're new. I'm going to wrap up today's live stream because, to be honest, I feel absolutely dead. But I wanted to go live for at least 40 minutes because I feel like there's no point doing my live if it's less than half an hour. I like my lives to be 50 minutes, a little bit short. But please do smash the like button, subscribe down below if you're new. Thank you everyone for watching. If there's any news that comes out tonight, of course I'll make a video on it. If we get an Onana, here we go tonight, of course I'll make a video on it. So big up everyone for watching. See you next time, and